America, how y'all doing today? Want to shed some light on something for you. Tell you a nice little cool story. This story's helped me out a lot, and I'm sure that's going to help you out just the same. So I'm sure we've often heard life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you react to it. Well, if you ask me, it's 99% how you react to it, 1% what happens to you. Right? Because I believe that you're all powerful creators, you're all unique individuals, have an amazing amount of value, and that you are absolutely 100% responsible as well as capable for creating anything that you want out of life. Right? So there was two brothers, and a psychologist was doing some research, and she wanted to interview both of these brothers. Now, these brothers grew up with parents that were heroin addicts, right? They grew up in the drug scene. They grew up, having to fend for themselves. I'm sure that you guys are aware of, what kind of a life that you would live if you had parents that were drug addicts. So she went to the first brother, and he was serving like a 10 or a 15-year prison sentence. And she goes up to him, and the first question she asks him, so, if you had to pin it down to something, why do you think that you're in the situation that you're in now? Why do you think that your life turned out like this? Looked at her and said, parents like mine. Can you blame it? Good point, right? Absolutely. Well, now we get to look at the other brother and what the other brother decided to do. And the first brother was a victim, and the second brother was a creator. So the second brother, she went to interview him, and he had a successful law firm and had a bunch of employees working for him and attorneys working for him. And she goes to him and she's like, yeah, well, you had parents that were heroin addicts and stuff growing up, and it looks like you've done really, really well for yourself. So if you had to say, why are you where you are today? And he looks at her and says, well, with parents like mine, can you blame it? Bingo. Bingo, people. So here you got two brothers, right? Same childhood, grew up the same way. One decided to grow and expand from it. The other decided to be overcome by it. Same situation, same circumstances, two completely different outcomes. Two completely different outcomes. So what I want you to do is I want you to look in the mirror and I want you to ask yourself, are you a fucking victim of circumstance? Are you a powerful creator that's creating the life that you want? Because ultimately the choice is yours. Regardless if you're in prison or you own a law firm, you're 100% responsible for that. Not your parents, not your circumstances, not the area that you grew up in. Now, sure, will there be certain circumstances that happen in life that will be challenges that we'll have to overcome to create what we want? Absolutely. But if you're going to be overcome by those circumstances, if you're going to be the victim, and you're not going to take 100% responsibility, therefore taking power and control, you're going to be overcome by a lot less circumstances than parents that were heroin addicts, right? So perception is also huge too, right? Both these brothers perceive their life different. One perceived it as, man, I'm so glad that I saw what I saw when I was a kid so that I could understand, expand, and grow and do what I'm are eventually doing and doing what he's doing today. And the other one said, well, I got no control over it. These were the cards that were dealt to me, and this is the situation I'm in because of it. All right? So perception is huge in creating your reality, but also the choice to be a victim or a creator. There is not a circumstance in life that has control in the ability to dictate your life. Not a single circumstance. This is Tyson James Lee, and I'm just about that action, boss.